Hi everyone, I'm Danielle Beck, and these are my slides on American Tropical by David Alfaro Siqueiros. Introduction. American Tropical is a mural that was commissioned to be painted by one of the most influential muralists of the Mexican muralist movement. His name was David Alfaro Siqueiros, and he painted this mural in 1932, which became one of the most controversial murals of its time because it challenged U.S. imperialism and oppression of indigenous and Latin American people. David Alfaro Siqueiros was born in Chihuahua, Mexico in 1896 and died in 1974. He spent a lot of his life as a renowned Mexican muralist who is known for his revolutionary art. Siqueiros was a member of the Mexican Communist Party and prided his views and integrated them into his work. There were capitalized themes of revolution, social justice, and the struggles of the working class. He was, off, he was often spotted working alongside other Mexican muralists who later created the Mexican muralist movement. Siqueiros is more known for his large life-scale artwork like American Tropical. He provided his work style with bold colors, strong movement, and dramatic compositions. Siqueiros' work has not only impacted the arts community significantly but also people politically, which brings communities together and influences future generations to come, like activists and artists, or even both. Composition. American Tropical was commissioned by LA Plaza Art Center and created by David Alfaro Siqueiros in 1932. It was supposed to envision the beauty of tropical America, but instead Siqueiros decided to show the truth. What was unveiled, however, was a scene of Maya ruins, sharpshooters, a crucified Indian figure, and an American eagle looming overhead. LA Conservancy. He set out to open the eyes of his and different communities about the real people who are facing the effects of white supremacists. He used different shapes, depths, and lines to show the weight and feeling of this piece. Techniques. Siqueiros uses many figures and different shapes to convey how indigenous and Mexican Americans were being exploited for their hard work and land. He had very strong views of class struggle and fought to show it in any way he could. You can see there you can see there in how the center figure is chained and an eagle above him, representing how much white supremacists had power over minorities. He also wanted to show the resilience of these people with figures in positions ready to fight for others and themselves. He used spray paint to smooth and show more emotion in figures so it's more real to the audience. You can better relate to it, and you're not as so like, oh, it's a painting. You're kind of like, this is real to me. Symbolism and themes. The meaning behind the mural's center figures are very clear. You have an eagle that represents U.S. imperialism. Then you have the peasant and indigenous men who are bound by ropes, which represents the real oppression they faced. Other figures are seen as a sense of hope for the center figure, giving a sense of defiance and liberation. These details tie into the big picture of Siqueiros' mural and his message about resistance and in the face of adversity. Controversy and impact. The 1930s were political turmoil for both Los Angeles and Mexico. This influenced Siqueiros to paint such a powerful image. There were still waves of the aftermath of the Mexican Revolution from 1910 to 1920. Siqueiros was commissioned to paint a mural for the Hospital de la Santa Cruz in Los Angeles during the biggest part of the Great Depression. His mural captured a crucified indigenous figure on a cactus excuse me, that had an eagle flying above it. This symbolized oppression from the American government and imperialism. It was controversial because it depicted the truth on how Mexican Americans were treated from colonial forces. This mural was so important to the culture of this time that it helped bridge the space between people's fight against imperialism and Mexican nationalism. They soon whitewashed his mural as a way to pacify American political and business leaders. However, his message was heard by many, including most Mexican American communities and members of the working class. They saw this as a way to keep fighting against domestic and foreign oppression. Historic and social context. Siqueiros, who was part of the Mexican muralist movement and a Marxist, he used his art as a vessel to showcase his political views in one of the hardest times in America, the Great Depression. This time sparked a political uproar and left many groups of people divided. He aimed to create work that challenges norms of this time and empower those who are affected to stand up against their oppressors. American Tropical reflects his beliefs that people can change and create movement through his art. The mural criticizes the policies made against Latin America, which gave more trust in those communities to fight sentiment, against anti-imperialist sentiment, which was such a known problem at this time. Conclusion. Siqueiros didn't just paint a mural, he painted the hardship. Siqueiros didn't just paint a mural, he painted the harsh realities of many indigenous, Mexican, and Latin American people. He painted it as a way to build community in those groups and fight the imperialism inside the U.S. His work is still so influential today and still related. His work is still so influential today and still relates to so many because the fight still isn't over. Thank you so much. Again, I'm Danielle Beck, and these are my slides on American Tropical by David Alfaro Siqueiros. And this is my background and works cited page. Okay, bye now.